Hello, this is PJ
And Ethan.
in the Poverty Franchise Sports Podcast. The NFL draft has come and gone. We've talked about it in pretty much every episode we've done in this fledgling show.
Thanks to our franchises not having any kind of success.
We had nothing else to talk about. We was some ass, the Bears and the Falcons. The draft happened. Most trades I've seen in a draft in my lifetime. I know, it's not the record, but I wasn't alive, so,
Very true.
The biggest surprise draft started, not surprise, but more of the surprising rise of Trayvon Walker rising to the number 1 overall pick after the consensus was pretty much set in stone that Aiden Hutchinson would be it.
Yes.
The Jags not trading back was also kind of surprising to me. Because
Really?
I didn't think edge rusher was their top need. I thought their top need was getting Trevor Lawrence help. But they did that in free agency. I don't know if I like the help. But shit, Christian Kirk's their nigga.
Christian Kirk's there.
That's all I gotta say about that. But the Lions luck into the hometown hero, Aiden Hutchinson, number 2, and that is not only marketability, but fills a desperate need that they have.
Granted, they have needs almost everywhere, but
Pretty much, yeah. But shit, Dan Campbell and him are gonna mesh very well. They're both insane.
Dan Campbell was very excited.
The Texans at number 3 getting Derek Stingley Jr. They just picked the best player available. Lovie Smith's gonna try to turn him into short Charles Tillman, I bet.
It's a good strategy considering that they're in a position where they also need almost everything.
Yeah. The Jets getting Sauce Gardner, trying to remake Revis Island.
Right? The second coming of it.
I hope he don't fuck up in New York because he's gonna get cooked in the New York press. They don't play.
They really don't mess around. But I think Sauce Gardner can handle that kind of stuff.
The Giants get Kayvon Thibodeau at number 5. Again, Kayvon Thibodeau, people always question his work ethic and character, which never really makes sense to me.
Which is it's really interesting because they say that he didn't have the kind of 3-down work ethic. When you look at the tape, he actually really did.
Yeah.
So the people who said that just because he didn't have standout production,
they're nitpicking to cause drama and boost ratings.
he didn't have standout production on all 3 downs. But when you look at what he did on tape, he had great IQ in setting the edge and keeping the line's shape.
And he came back to college. He didn't have to do that.
Yes, exactly.
He could have sat out and got drafted in the same position, but he came back to Oregon of all places. Then he got hurt when he came back that year, and he decided, I'm not just going to go declare for the draft. I'm going to come back and play football for my team.
And he played well.
So I don't see the criticisms. We're just going to do the top 10, then move on to what our teams did, really.
Right.
The Panthers getting Iquanu from NC State, the tackle. That's good for the next QB they get. That's good for C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young.
Or it could be good for Matt Corral.
I like Matt Corral. I think he's going to end up being Will Grier, too. That's my hot take of this whole thing. I think he's going to get Will Grier. But Will Grier wasn't good, so
Hey,
at all in the pros.
From my position, I kind of hope that happens.
The Giants picking again get the Alabama tackle Evan Neal. Again,
Very good pickup.
good for the dude after Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Daniel Jones might get saved 5 fumbles because of this, hopefully, because they replaced the traffic cone that was Nate Solder.
Yes.
The Falcon and your Falcons with the top 10 pick.
My boys.
How do we feel about it? How do we feel about
Drake
Mr.
London.
Drake London?
Going into the draft, I didn't want a wide receiver, but that was because I expected one of those top defensive prospects to slide. Considering that they did not slide, and I'm guessing there was not a trade down that we liked, I'm not that mad about it. I do like the pickup much more, considering that we picked up Desmond Ridder in the 3rd round as well. So having a new QB wide receiver pairing is very exciting for my team. So looking back on it now, I really like the pickup.
I can agree with that. The Seahawks, Charlie Cross at tackle from Mississippi State. Again, this is for the next dude, whoever the next dude is, because it's sure as fuck not for Geno Smith or Drew Lock.
Yes.
Also, God rest your soul, Seahawks fans. That's your QB battle, and I'm sorry. You're not as down bad as Panther fans, because that's awful.
No, Panthers fans have hope, okay? They have a rookie QB. They're like, maybe he could be good.
Matt Corral he's going to be white Dak Prescott. He will start over Cam Newton and Sam Darnold.
Yes. That's what they're hoping for, okay?
And then to round out the top 10, and I guess we're going to do the round receivers after that. We might just go through the whole first round. Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. Again, helping Zach Wilson out.
Yeah, giving him a target. Pretty good in terms of value, I think. He was projected to be a first-round pick. You know, they do need weapons to give their QB a solid test.
Now they just gotta keep him upright because that man was shit. He was running for his fucking life.
Their O-line was in shambles.
To
but
be fair, they had no receivers that can get separation, and he was a rookie quarterback, so...
Yeah.
And they had no run game to speak of. They were jetsing it up.
Yeah, but then again, seeing that, hopefully there's hope that Mekhi Becton will pan out, and that Evan Neal, Charles Cross, and Ike Mekwonu, they all went off the board before they got to that pick. It's not
and they got
that
to
bad
hope for
getting a
dudes
wide
like
receiver
Elijah Vera Tucker also
to pan out
and move forward as well. If Becton can stay healthy, when Becton played, he was good.
Becton did play very well when he was healthy.
But Becton needs to stay on the field. You got to be available, especially if you're the blind side tackle.
Availability is key.
The Saints with the pick I don't really like, 'cause I just don't really like the guy that much. Not the guy personally. I don't think Chris Olave fits the number 11 position. I just don't. I don't really know why. He doesn't strike me as a number 1 receiver. He strikes me as a number 2 receiver. I would like to be proven wrong. I don't like to prey on dudes' downfalls. True. I don't think he's the dude. He's not Michael Thomas. Well, Michael Thomas was not that dude either. Michael Thomas is an overrated hack, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think they view Michael Thomas as their number 1 receiver. So getting Chris Olave as a second option, in my opinion, I think it's
good
pretty
because
well.
Also you need as many weapons as you can when you're deciding between Jameis Winston and is it still Tyson Hill? They're not playing him at quarterback anymore.
It won't be Taysom Hill
and a new coach as well.
Yes, but
Ian Book's still around on the Saints?
Maybe.
Ah, shit. That's
maybe that could be the battle. But Chris Olave is he was the most polished route runner in the class, arguably. Some could say that it was probably Sky Moore. But he was a polished route runner, kind of quick, good in the slot. So I think he's a good complement to Michael Thomas. I guess that's debatable. But in my opinion, I think it's not the worst pickup they could have made.
The Lions getting Jameson Williams at number 12 is good. He'll get to probably step into the number 1 role from the jump. Him and DJ Chark are really all they got.
I mean, having him and DJ Chark.
They got him and then Amon Ra.
Okay, that's a solid 3 to me.
Here's the problem. The problem is that Jared Goff is throwing more football.
That's the main issue.
Because they also got Hawkinson at tight end.
They have great weapons.
They actually have great weapons. They need a line, and they really need a QB more than anything.
Yeah.
But that's what CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are for next year. Or when I know they might trade for Baker fucking Mayfield. Who knows?
Who knows? I doubt they will.
That'd be such a mid move. Baker Mayfield really be going to the one city worse than the one he's living in.
Oh, that's tough.
Imagine damn, I'm free from Cleveland. Where are we getting traded to? Detroit. God damn it! All those teams that I've said that they're building for a quarterback next year, Baker Mayfield could be that quarterback, but Baker Mayfield and Pete Carroll just feels like oil and water to me.
So I can't see it happening. The most likely spot would be the NFC South with the Panthers or the Saints.
The Panthers already fell through.
Right.
I mean, I thought Washington would be more interested, but they went with Carson Wentz, so... Ron Rivera is a hard-ass coach, so maybe not, actually.
Yeah, I think Baker's going to get moved mid-season when a QB doesn't pan out or goes down.
So, either the Dolphins in desperation of Tua sucking. Well, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, that's a likely...
Yeah, for example.
Because they have
scenario,
a million weapons. And if Tua doesn't pan out, they're going to panic, probably.
Yeah.
And then the Browns will at least have a solid backup for Deshaun, even though Tua's a lefty, which means they actually have to flip all the plays, so it's not that good, actually.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Number 13, our boy, man, we've been talking up, Jordan Davis. The Eagles immediately replaced their stalwart Fletcher Cox in one good move.
Fell swoop.
Shit, nothing else to say about it. Good pick.
Great pick.
Only problem is that, like Akeem Hicks, that nigga's going to get tired late in games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weight moving.
I would have personally loved him for my team, considering that we moved to a 3-4 recently. It's just that him at 8 would be a slight reach. So
And then your receiver room was fucking
our receiver
empty.
room was much more needy than
Your
the
best player
defensive
was
line.
Zacchaeus. Your second best receiver was playing running back. Your
Yes.
real best receiver was a tight end.
Yes. Granted, we needed the help, and we got the help, so I'm satisfied.
The Ravens actually getting a position in need that wasn't receiver. They did need safeties. Kyle Hamilton, the safety of the draft.
Yeah.
Good pick. I mean, after the runner receivers, every other receiver would have been kind of a reach for them.
Would have been kind of a reach, and he was arguably the best available since pick 8.
Yeah, like the best,
So-
straight up the best player.
So he's a unicorn. It's a great pick, I think. There's nothing much to say about it other than that's just a
Hope
steal.
he pans out. Yeah,
It's a steal.
Yeah, I mean, because you could argue that that any of the teams before them really needed safety help.
Yeah, he was honestly a top 5 pick.
From 6 to 14. They all needed safety help, in my opinion.
From the
For the
standpoint
exception of the
talent.
Saints. I think the Saints are the only team that probably did need a safety. And if we're being technical, the Seahawks didn't need a safety, but they really need a safety.
But they really need a safety. I mean, in terms of raw talent, he's a top 5 pick, top 3 pick maybe. It's just that the safety position is normally devalued, so they fall a little bit later.
Yeah.
So he could have gone much earlier than he did. Great pickup by the Baltimore Ravens, taking the best available.
The Texans picking Kenyon Green, first interior lineman off the board from Texas A&M. I mean,
Very surprising to me that he is the first interior lineman off the board,
I
considering
don't
that
know why they didn't go with Linderbaum.
Linderbaum, the best interior prospect available.
Linderbaum can play guard. He can fucking play tackle if you really want him to.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have to play center. And even if he does play center, he's going to change that line. Linderbaum was the best interior line prospect since Quinn Nelson.
yeah.
And it's I mean, we're going to get to it. It's weird how he slipped so much. Is it scheme or
Well, part of it's mostly because of his height and
he's a bit short? He's like
And-
6'2", right?
he's around like 6'1"
Okay.
and a half ish.
But most centers are usually not like behemoths of men.
Yeah, and then it's not
But it
that it's
lowers his
that
versatility.
it's that and he has shorter arms.
Oh my god, the arm length, the damn shit that doesn't make sense to me. Still, I know it matters. I truly do because that's how you gain leverage on the line of scrimmage. But
So teams passed on him because of those factors, and those limitations also make him more specific to a certain scheme, which is that zone blocking scheme where movement is key, which is what
Yeah.
he excels in. He's super athletic, so if you get him moving, he is unstoppable.
and in the mecca of Big Ten football, where 5 points is scored a game, it's
He's-
so
He's
necessary.
perfect. But it's really interesting that he fell to the Ravens, who do not use a zone blocking scheme.
Texans.
Oh no, I'm talking about Tyler Linderbaum.
Oh yeah,
That Linderbaum fell to the Ravens, who do not.
They man block power.
A man power blocking
Yeah.
scheme, which is not where he excels in scheme wise. But I'm assuming that the Baltimore Ravens see what we saw, that he's the best interior lineman available, and arguably at that position where they drafted him, he's the best available
Yeah.
straight up.
So
So
there's-
they took the best available.
There's nothing wrong with Kenyon Green. I mean, the Texans literally need fucking everything. So
And it's the fact that they need everything that it makes me question why they picked
not
Kenyon
the best,
Green,
not even the best player available.
not the best prospect available at that position.
Yeah.
So
And then the Commanders, the commies,
the commies.
make the first real reach, like Jahan Dotson from Penn State,
Jahan Dotson at
who
Penn State.
I in fact looked at film of, is not really that speedy.
The fact that it was really comedic watching the draft as they announced, oh, he's an incredible speedster who can make plays and get separation. All the highlights they showed, he created 0 plays and 0 separation.
He was just route running and mossing people.
Yeah, he wasn't really even mossing people. They were just,
really-
decent catches.
Yeah. I mean, not knocking him.
We're
but-
knocking him.
We're knocking him. I mean, the good thing about it is that he's stepping into a situation where he's going to be the clear number 2 or slot guy because they have Terry McLaurin as the number 1 receiver.
Right, he doesn't have to come in and be the number 1 guy.
He can be the
which helps him.
the gadget player. He can develop. He can learn. So he's going to a favorable situation. But
Very much so.
I don't think this one's gonna. I think this has the biggest chance of looking very poorly, especially with the receivers that went after him. This could be bad for the Commanders.
That is true.
The Chargers get line help with Zion Johnson from Boston College. They need interior linemen because
Again-
they got tackle. They got a Hall of Fame. They got a future Hall of Famer at tackle.
Their tackles
They
are-
got Rashawn Slater. So.
Rashawn Slater doing great. Again, interesting that
I think it's more the
Linderbaum
help.
sli-
I think it's more. Yeah, and Linderbaum slips again, but I don't think the Chargers need a center, and they need more. They need to help their run game out more than anything.
Arguably, I would have liked
they need to
Linderbaum
make,
for my run game, but
they need to
we'll
make
see.
holes for Eckler, and they probably looked at the scheme fit as well because I also don't think they're a zone blocking team.
No, so I think it makes more sense for the Chargers than the Texans per se, since they have an identity already with their offense. You know, they only need one more piece, two more pieces, so they want to make sure that piece that they get really fits.
Yes, the Titans got AJ Brown at home,
AJ Brown at home,
Traylon Burks,
Traylon Burks.
whose player comp was AJ Brown, immediately after trading him.
You know, that's good business in my opinion. Move a wide receiver, get one who's the same but cheaper. You
Yep.
know, I think
Shit, works out.
works out considering that you don't have your QB set in stone yet. Might as well just kind of go with a project
Yeah.
to make that cap space room.
The Saints get the most intriguing offensive line prospect of the draft. Probably the biggest project, but the nigga is angry. Trevor
angry.
Penning, the crazy man, the resident crazy offensive lineman of the draft.
Yeah, I think he's definitely one of the more interesting ones. I think the Patriots might have the most interesting one just given where he was selected. But we can get to that later.
We're gonna get to Mr. Strange later.
Yes, we'll get to Mr. Strange later.
If he's hard, he's gonna have a cold. His name's gonna be Doctor Strange. His nickname's gonna be Doctor Strange.
Yes,
If we'll get to that.
we'll get to that in a minute.
And then the only QB of the first round, the Steelers go with the hometown man, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
And he is surrounded by weapons. He's going to be battling with the job for Mitch Trubisky. Do you think Kenny Pickett starts week 1, or do you think he comes in later in the season?
You know, if I was being reasonable, I'd say he does not start week 1. But considering that Mike Tomlin's crazy, and I always like to go for the more exciting moves, I think Kenny Pickett's going to start day 1.
I actually think so, too. I think Mitch Trubisky, he's like a proven commodity. Well, it really depends on what happens in training. Hard Knocks chose the wrong damn team this year.
There are so many better options for Hard Knocks, but they chose the wrong one.
Yeah. Like, damn, imagine being with the Titans right now. That should be hilarious.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
Ryan Tannehill sneak this in Malik Willis. But this would
Coaching
be,
him? That's
the
not my
Falcons
job.
would be a good one. The Falcons would have been great.
We would have been fantastic.
Just getting into Atlanta shit, but that's beyond the point. The Steelers, I mean, weapons galore.
True.
A solid running back, solid tight end. You have 5 receivers basically that can they all do something different.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you got-
They have a great wide receiver core.
Yeah,
But so I think the only thing that could save him if he does not pan out is that he gets sacked like 25 times a game.
yeah, because he's in hell.
Their O line had many
It's
weaknesses.
shaky.
They had many weaknesses last season, and they did not make any drastic improvements.
No, and
Lately.
they play in the Hell division. They play in the Hell .5 division. Because Hell division's the AFC West.
Yes,
They play
Undoubtedly.
they play in Hell .5,
Hell .5,
which is
Hell Junior.
Hell Junior. Thankfully, he's on the team with the best defense in that division, so he's not going to get killed by T.J. Watt. He's going to get killed by Myles Garrett and fellow crazy man that the Browns picked up.
Fellow crazy man.
Who? What's his name again? That said, I'm ready to kill.
I forgot who it was. I just remember that quote starkly.
It is Alex Wright from
Alex
UAB.
Wright.
I'm ready to kill people with my boy.
Oh my goodness! Solely for that reason, I hope he's at least decent.
But going to pick 21, we will.
Trent McDuffie to the Chiefs.
They need a cornerback help.
They need cornerbacks. Trent McDuffie.
And now this is the Hell division, where
This is the Hell
where there's
division.
nothing but goated quarterbacks and Derek Carr.
and Derek Carr, who's a great quarterback.
Great quarterback, not goated.
Not goated.
He good though.
He good though. But they needed a corner. Trent McDuffie at pick 21, good value.
It's the type of cornerback you're gonna need in that division.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. I'm gonna be real. You don't need niggas who can tackle like Andrew Booth.
They really don't. They need guys
You who can cover people.
who can cover people, buy time for those pass rushers.
Who won't get routed.
And Trent McDuffie, good prospect, good speed, great size. I think that's a good pick.
The Packers not going with a receiver until the second round. I don't mind the pick for the interior linebacker. They needed more D-line.
You know?
Actually, I don't mind this at all. I love this shit.
Of course you would love this. Very interesting pick. You know, not even the best linebacker on that team. Nakobe Dean was available. Nakobe Dean was available many times after that.
And Devin Lloyd from Utah was also available.
Devin Lloyd still available at that pick. You know, Quay Walker, raw prospect. He does have the intangibles, I think, to be a good prospect in terms of athleticism and size. But
They're really just trying to find A.J. Hawk again.
But I think Nakobe Dean, although he's lacking in that department of size and athleticism, or not athleticism, but in size, Devin Lloyd has a size and athleticism along with that incredible defensive IQ that Nakobe Dean has above all linebackers in this class.
Yeah.
I think there are better options, but you know, going linebacker a position of need in the first round is not that bad, considering that the wide receivers after that would have been very much reaches.
Yeah,
At pick
and they
22.
got their man, who I think is probably the best. Is probably going to end up being the best deal of the draft.
They also did get great value in the second round.
to my chagrin. Well, we'll get to that in a second. The Bills need a cornerback help. Got Kyler Elam, someone
That's a fantastic
who
pick
can
if you
start
ask me.
opposite of Tre'Davious White.
White.
I almost said Edmonds again.
Edmonds is the linebacker, you know.
Corner Edmonds is on the Steelers.
Yes, confusion.
They all brothers, so it's okay.
But Tre'Davious White now has a running mate. I think that helps their defense
Significantly. Because that was their only week. That's what lost the game against the Chiefs. I mean, because Tre'Davious White was out with injury, and they got their shit cooked
Yes.
after their who's the wide receiver who just was goated for them in that Chiefs game.
Oh my goodness.
The 4 TD catches.
Because it was not Stephon Diggs.
Oh my God, who was it?
It eludes me because he's the third wide receiver on the
Gabriel Davis. Yeah,
Gabriel Davis.
Okay, I wanted to say Gabe Davis. Okay, yeah, Gabriel Davis. I mean, but that's what lost them the game. I mean, they didn't have any defensive back help. The Bills' defense is kind of too.
They have great pieces in multiple areas. It's just that
They don't have a solid unit on any of the three levels.
Yeah. It's just there are glaring holes in each spot,
Yeah.
so it's not a whole unit that's solid.
But they have one of the most high-powered offenses in the league.
True. So all you need is a couple good pieces on
And they
defense to really keep it
they
afloat.
went and got Kenneth Walker right in the second round. That was the Bills. No, not Kenneth Walker. Was it Brees? Which running back did they pick up?
The Bills, Kenneth Walker went to the
Seahawks, and then
The Bills picked up.
Brees Hall went to the Jets, which helps their run game.
They picked up James Cook out of Georgia.
Dalvin Cook's little brother.
Dalvin Cook's little brother.
So they can help the run. They're really going with another Georgia running back again, second time.
Second time. Hey,
Yeah, shit.
I like it because
Because wasn't Singletary a Georgia running back?
No, Devin Singletary was.
No, it was
not a running
Holyfield. No, Evander,
Elijah Holyfield.
Elijah Holyfield. Yeah.
back. Was a running back for Georgia.
Evander's cousin or nephew, the boxer.
His,
His cousin, right? Like his nephew or something like that.
I think his nephew or something.
Yeah.
It
Another
confused me.
cousins or something. They're
Yeah.
they're actually related.
They are related. But I like it. You know, he can catch. He has great hands out the backfield. So I think
And also,
that
yeah.
improves their passing
Also,
game immensely.
thankfully for every team involved, no running back was picked in the first round. There was no first round running back talents this year.
No.
I mean, I like Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
I like Bryce Hall or Brees Hall. I think it's Bryce. I don't really know.
I think it's Brees.
They're both pretty good. Iowa State's like second round,
Yeah.
NFL starting.
They're all
caliber running back.
fantastic. I think that getting them in the second round provides more value than picking them in the first round.
Yeah, also, you're not tied to that 5th-year option. They're it's your 4th-year option in the
Right.
second round. So the Cowboys getting the L. Collins replacement and Tyler
Smith. I like it.
I like it. He's a bit of a project.
Which
They
I
say
think is
they
fine.
say he was penalized, and he did play for Tulsa, so it's not the greatest competition.
Right.
But they needed it. They needed a tackle.
They do need a tackle. Arguably, it's hard to argue for any other tackles at that position. You know.
Yeah. No, not really.
So-
I mean, I know people were talking about Luke Godecki from Central Michigan a lot, but he's also a project. It's the same thing. He's a
It's
project.
the
He's
same
still
issue,
a project.
you know?
The lack of competition.
As much as I hate to admit it, it was good value in the second round.
Yeah.
Friggin'
we
Buccaneers.
talked about Linderbaum at 25, so we're just gonna move to 26, where the Jets pick up Jermaine Johnson the second.
You know, given all the hype surrounding him, going as a top 10 pick, could have been smoke blown up by other teams, hoping that the picks that they wanted actually slid. Could have just been people wanting to create more drama, but you know, he did have great measurables at the combine. You know, his tape did look good. I think it's solid value at 26, you know, addressing their defense that has many holes. He does look like a very, very good prospect. I think it's a great pickup at 26.
And then at 27, the Jaguars get the Miles Jack replacement. There's a theme.
That's...
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, it's decent. If you ask me, you know, they do need a linebacker. You know, I like that they picked up Devin Lloyd and didn't reach Packers. But
The Packers and the Packers' next pick was the other defensive tackle for Georgia.
you know, I guess they just like what Georgia does with their players. You know, granted they could have picked up Nakobe Dean, but given his injury woes or size issues, maybe I can see why they didn't pick him. But you know, Devontae Wyatt at 28, I think is great. You know, alongside that monster that went earlier, he was a very, very polished tackle. You know, he has great size. Obviously, it pales in comparison to Jordan Davis
Because he actually looks small next to him, which is
yeah, but he's
fucking
still
insane.
6'3", you know,
Yeah, a lot of weight.
great size, and he has good technique, great IQ. Definitely shores up that line.
Then we have the most questionable pick of the first round.
You know what? Sean McVay in their draft presser said it best when he got selected. Holy crap! We thought we were gonna get it. We were looking at him thinking he could slide to us and pick 143 or something. Like, yeah, what is he doing at pick 29?
I think it's a lot of undue pressure when you reach on a guy like that.
Yeah.
Because now that dude has to live up to something that in a lot of his pre-draft, you know,
He was not
meetings-
prepared to live up to.
Yeah, like he's like, you know, the pressure of a fifth round pick. Most NFL fans of a team don't know a team's fifth round pick.
Yeah,
They sure as fuck know the first overall pick. The first overall pick from your team, though.
they do. But hey, it's good for potentially Doctor Strange over here. He's gonna get Doctor Strange money if at that first round pick. You know, great for him. Maybe not so great for the Patriots.
Bill-
We'll see. Although I guess we're all praying for their downfall.
Yeah.
If you're a Patriots fan, I'm not even gonna say sorry. Just you pick.
Y'all got the
wrong team.
Celtics. Shut up. Damn.
Also, as a Lakers fan, you're a Celtics fan. Yeah, we have just immeasurable beef.
Hey, you know what? The Bulls and Celtics never had they were only good at the same time twice. They kind of when one was good, the other wasn't good. So thanks for whooping our ass in the '80s, I guess, and then the 2000s
The
again.
2000s, no qualms.
The Chiefs getting my boy, George Kalafidis.
George Karlaftis, dude, that's a great pick.
He doesn't have to come in and be the number one guy. They got Frank Clark,
You got Frank Clark,
so they can play off of him.
obviously play off of him and Chris Jones.
Yes.
So he comes into an already great line, so he just has to slide in and produce decently well.
And he slid in terms from pre-draft cards because his immeasurables weren't the greatest.
Yeah, he didn't pop off the board at the combine.
His film also doesn't. His film and numbers don't really super pop either.
Yeah, but
But he's ready to play.
what's great about him is he has great technique and he has great IQ. So the fact that he slides into a favorable situation where there's already dynamic pass rushers available to him, he just has to clean up and produce a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Great for the Chiefs, great for him. I think that's incredibly solid.
The Bengals take the second safety, Dax Hill from Michigan.
Jackson Hill, also fantastic, you know.
And they're saying they can slide over to cornerback too if need be because their cornerback, their starting cornerback is Eli Apple. I think we cannot forget that.
That's glaring.
So
So
he can play there.
he can't play there, but I think having him as a safety partner
Yeah.
with their already all-pro safety, if I'm correct,
Yes.
I think that's
Von Bell.
perfect. Von Bell.
And then to round out the first round, the Vikings do take a position in need. Louis Sine from Georgia, the safety.
You know, I don't know who else could have gone there. Lewis seems like solid safety, you know,
Yeah.
so he can be mentored by, why am I blanking on his name?
Harrison Smith.
Harrison Smith. There we go. But he has a mentor
yes, the
there.
Man who's terrorized me for a lot of years.
Yes.
Him and that crazy man Andre Sarajevo when he was on the Vikings.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, that was bootleg Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor.
Really was.
That was white.
White Earl Thomas.
White Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor.
It's terrible that it's right.
Because Harrison Smith was just like the chief ball hawk.
Yeah. And hit people.
And then Sarajevo hitman.
Hitmen.
So on to winners and losers. Oh, biggest steal of the draft from
Biggest steal of the draft for me, I think it's Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean sliding
Nakobe
all
Dean
that
go
way.
again?
3rd round, pick 83.
That's just crazy that there were dudes in the green room in the 3rd round of the draft. That is so
wild.
rare. Usually they gonna have like 1 or 2 dudes still in the green room, and they go like in the first 10 picks the 2nd round. Green room empty by then.
Yeah.
Green room had Nakobe Dean and Malik Willis in there, chilling in the 3rd round.
I don't know, but like Nakobe Dean, best linebacker in all of college football, goes after tons of other linebackers into the 3rd round. I know there was issues as the combine process went on of like a pectoral injury and some hamstring issues, I believe it were. And then of course there were already concerns with how small he was. But even given those concerns, I still think he could have gone in the 2nd round easily. Just given how great his defensive IQ and instincts are.
So the biggest steal of the draft to me, well, it was until I saw the damn video of him getting drafted. It was George Pickens.
It was George
When
Pickens.
I saw that video of him looking at himself get drafted, I don't even know what to think anymore. He's just a fucking menace.
Oh my goodness. George Pickens,
I mean,
what a
he's
guy.
boomer, but he's legitimately either gonna be like in so much like Henry Ruggs trouble, or he's gonna be the number 2 receiver for the Steelers, and there's no in between.
To be honest, he reminds me of Josh Gordon.
That's a very apt comparison. That's very smart.
Like incredible talent, but just tons of issues.
I think my steal of the draft is probably Christian Watson.
Christian Watson,
receiver from the Packers pickup. I think he was a 1st round level talent. I think that's who the Commanders should have went with because he's a different receiver. He's a taller receiver. He can go get jump ball, something Terry cannot do. Because Terry is your more polished route runner, athleticism type receiver.
Yeah.
They kind of needed that. And they went with, again, the kind of bootleg Terry McLaurin.
So maybe they like him giving the scheme, but yeah, definitely that's a good pickup for the Packers. Not who Aaron Rodgers exactly wanted, but maybe the guy that he needed.
Yeah. And then finally Sky Moore to the Chiefs. That is...
You know, I can't really say that he's a steal, but he's definitely great value at that pick.
Yeah.
And he's definitely somebody that they need.
And in terms of steals, that's really it. You can't really call a lot of them. I mean, sure, if any of these quarterbacks, Ritter, Willis are...
I think getting Willis and Ritter in those later rounds are definitely steals.
Yeah. If they pan out, I mean, shit. Every other team's going to look stupid.
Granted, that might just be because the way that the quarterback position's overvalued in the draft. And maybe if we think about it in the terms of like where they actually should go, this is maybe where they should be going. But given how drafts have gone in the past, it's definitely a steal to get quarterbacks who look either with this potential or with this potential to go this late. So I like those picks. I think Desmond Ritter and Malik Willis in the 3rd round are definitely steals.
And I think the Chiefs also have the possibility, if it pans out and he returns to 75% of the talent he showed his first 2 years in college football before the injury, if they got Justin Ross with no draft pick and he is okay to play football, that shit's going to be insane.
Yeah, one take that I saw was that he reminds people of the La'el Collins situation, which makes a lot of sense to me.
For a completely different reason. Because La'el Collins was like getting hoed by the justice system of our fine country with the murder. But like he was a first round level talent.
But because of like extenuating circumstances, slipped
completely out the
immeasurably.
draft. And then another steal I think I like. I don't like as much as Christian Watson is I really like Charlie Collier from Iowa State, the big 6'7" tight end the Ravens pick up. I think in playing alongside Mark Andrews, they can do some weird mismatchy shit.
They probably could, although I'm pretty sure Lamar would prefer to throw to some wide receivers.
Yeah, someone 20 yards down the field and not. They're all checking down.
They're all checking down.
Moving on to our fine teams of the draft.
Our boys.
Do you want to start with the ones that we haven't talked about already? Or shall we start with mine because the Bears did not have a first-round pick?
You can feel free to start if you'd like.
Okay, well, I'll start with we needed a cornerback. We got Kyler Gordon from Washington. Did I really want Andrew Booth there for reasons not football-related? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Is Kyler Gordon probably the better pick? Yes, because we do not need 2 Jalen Johnsons. And anyone is better than Kendall Vildor.
Anyone is better than Kendall Vildor. We learned that.
So, Kyler Gordon, he's going to be the immediate starter opposite of Jalen Johnson.
If he's not, so help your team.
Because it'll be Kendall fucking
Hopefully,
Vildor.
if he's not the one starting, maybe it's one of those undrafted free agents that y'all picked up or something.
Yeah, just anyone but Vildor.
Anyone but Vildor.
Vildor and Duke Shelley, just cast away. I don't like either of them. Just get them out of here.
Get him out of here.
And then the other second-round pick that the Bears picked up was the safety, Jaquan Brisker from Penn State. We need a safety that hit people.
Yeah.
Because Eddie Jackson, in fact, does not hit people.
Does not hit people.
He actually is one of the worst tackling safeties in the league from the eye test. And so it's good safety pairing. If Eddie Jackson can stay on the field and Jaquan Brisker is allowed to be the box safety and the more physical safety, which allows Eddie Jackson to free roam and ball hawk like he's meant to be, that's good for the Bears defense. We still have no pass rush, really to speak. We have Robert Quinn.
Right.
We have we have a very similar problem to the Bills, but instead of only like one glaring hole, it's 3 glaring holes at every level, except cornerback. I guess at defensive back we're actually pretty okay.
Yeah, y'all filled out the holes, so there's less of them.
Linebacker, we got 1.
Y'all have 1.
Defensive line, we got really 1.
Really got 1. Ooh.
Maybe 2.
I feel that definitely.
And then the Bears get the only receiver they pick in the 3rd round, one of the oldest rookies in the draft, Velus Jones Jr. from Tennessee. He has 4.3 speed. He run fast. Justin Fields likes him. I like him then.
I like him.
The only problem is that he's 25, so his second contract is going to be like 29, and he's a speedster. He reminds me of Will Fuller at home, or Will Fuller without the PEDs.
Well, that's a good thing.
We'll get the PEDs later.
But yeah, I think that I guess you're just hoping that he's a plug and play player immediately, considering that 25. He should be immediately ready if he's going to be that age.
He should be really ready to go in the slot because it's probably going to be Mooney 1, Equimius St. Brown out, or Byron Pringle at 2, and he's going to slid in right at the slot receiver. So, and he also, because Jakeem Grant left, kickoff and punt return as well, and because Tariq Cohen's knee never healed.
Right. So I think as long as Justin Fields manages to stay upright for long enough, and
he'll be down there somewhere.
And Darnell Mooney attracts enough attention. Slot receivers and speedy guys, they don't need to do that much, except run fast.
Run fast in a straight line.
So I think there's a lot of room for him to be good.
The Bears get project tackle Braxton Jones out of Southern Utah. I mean, we do have a hole on the other tackle side after the stalwart man, the old husk of Jason Peters retired.
Jason Peters retired.
So we're going to have Tevin Jenkins at right tackle, if I'm not mistaken, or at left tackle, and then right tackle is open. So, I mean, it's a project.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
But you have time. Yeah. So.
Another project, Dominique Robinson from Miami of Ohio in the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good body. No one's going to replace Khalil Mack out there. Let's be real.
Right.
So it's really about just getting anyone who can stick around out there. We'll see how training camp goes. We'll see how the first few games of the season goes because they have a lot of young guys in that left outside linebacker position. Right. So we'll just see because Robert Quinn's got his side of the ball locked up until he gets traded in week 5 for like a 4th.
For somebody, yeah.
And then Zach Thomas, another project tackle from San Diego State. Again, probably more of a depth player too, practice squad type of guy.
For sure.
In the 6th round. Not really much to say about him. Running back Treston Ebner from Baylor. He's fast. He kind of does what Khalil Herbert already does, so I don't really like it. And then he might not even make the team because I think Master T fits the team's needs a bit more. but Tristan Ebner might. It depends. It makes me think there's some moves that are probably going to go on with David Montgomery. But they
Perhaps.
at some point. So I'd rather the Bears just keep him because I mean you'll have money to pay him and Roquan Smith. They're gonna have $120 million in cap space next year. So
yeah, moving. Yeah, we'll see.
Another project O lineman. He's an interior. Doug Kramer from Illinois. Again, it's just seeing how these dudes pan out. And then again from Southern, another tackle, Jatair Carter. So really, Ryan Poles is throwing darts at the board. And whatever sticks. And I'm okay with that in these rounds. That's what these rounds are. And then to round it out, there was one more. Holy shit, I forgot about him. Elijah Hicks, safety from California. He's going to really be battling for the backup safety job. Or the four safety. So not even the backup.
Or if Eddie Jackson slips even more, he might win it.
No, he's not going to. Well, yeah, because Houston Carson is going to be the backup for Jaquan Brisker. Because that's all. He's our dime safety.
Okay.
But Elijah Hicks is going to definitely has a good chance of being that depth piece, the fourth safety on the team.
Right.
Because Eddie Jackson will get injured this year. He gets injured every fucking year. So
it's an interesting draft tactic considering that he sees there's a lot of holes. So he decided, let me acquire all the picks that I can in later rounds and just see who can pan out and give us solid positions.
And then Trenton Gill, punter from NC State. I forgot about. There's also another one.
There's another one.
We saw this man punch shit into the moon when his team beat our team on national television in college. He was punting that shit all the way down the field, and DJ was starting from the 5-yard line when that nigga could start at the 40 and it ended up being a punt.
You're right.
Oh, NC State's 40, not Clemson's 40.
Not Clemson's 40. NC State's 40.
It still ended up being a punt somehow. But we needed him. Pat O'Donnell left, so we need a punter. Yeah, a punter.
Got him.
All right, on to your team.
My team. I didn't think I would like this draft as much as I did, but actually looking at it, I love it. You know, we got Drake London, who in hindsight, as I said, I think is a great pickup, great value. Arnold Ebiketie, I didn't know too much about him, but considering scheme fit, David Ojabo did go after him, but you know Arnold Ebiketie was healthy, so I'll take that.
And I think we have to remember we are from the South, which means that all Big Ten games are always going on with better SEC or Clemson games going on.
Yeah.
Also, we're waking up at 2.
Right.
Or we're at the stadium for a home game, so we're missing the noon Big Ten game. So we don't watch much Big Ten football.
True.
I used to watch Big Ten football because I'm from Chicago and I was sadly a Northwestern fan.
But alas, not at the moment.
Not at the moment, thankfully. But we don't hear much about Big Ten football because it's just the region we're in, you know.
Yeah.
Because college football is very regional, and then every conference. I mean, we were fighting for our fucking lives in this conference.
I had more things to worry about.
We had shit to worry about this year.
But I think my main issue with this pick would be that we traded up for him, and David Ojabo went after where we could have selected him. Because I think we would have had pick 43, and David Ojabo went 45.
I feel like that was Arthur Smith, right? That's the right Arthur.
Arthur Smith, yes.
I think this was Arthur Smith asking for immediate help for the pass rush.
I think it might have been Dean Pease saying that he really likes this guy.
Also, shout out Payne Grady Jarrett. Shout out Falcons.
Extending Grady Jarrett.
We like it.
I love it.
Like it. Bears pay Roquan Smith.
But you know, we didn't give up too much. We gave a pick of 43 and then 114. So
not bad.
So we didn't give up a whole lot to get him. So I guess if we got our guy, who, as I looked at his tape, does look very, very good.
And then the next 4 picks are super intriguing.
After him,
Yes.
Kyler Gordon, Boy Maffa, and Kenneth Walker.
No. I'm talking about the Falcons picks.
Oh, the Falcons picks.
Yeah,
I love our picks. Dude.
The next 4 are all. All these dudes can end up being something.
Troy Anderson, you know.
The combo quarterback linebacker.
Yeah, the do-it-all kind of guy. I love him. Crazy man. I think his ceiling's Leighton Vander Esch. You know, very similar kind of situations in the terms of like
I'm gonna be real.
their teams were nothing.
I was really seeing Brian Urlacher, Luke Kuechly shit, but that was an FCS.
That was an FCS.
He was a man amongst boys there.
Yeah, but he has incredible speed. You know, it looks like he reads those gaps really well. You know, he's fluid, operates really well in coverage. So I think, you know, learning from Deion Jones, hopefully Dean Pease can coach him up. I think he could be something.
Again, his floor we said was Paul Warlow, which is again not bad.
Which, if you're a Falcons fan, you know Paul Warlow and you love him.
Then, the Falcons get their man in the third round.
In the third
How do
round,
feel
you know,
about that?
going into this draft, I was telling PJ, you know, I would really love Desmond Ridder in the second round. Even better, we got him in the third round. You gotta freaking love that, guys. You gotta fucking love that. That's freaking amazing. You know, the third round, we know we needed a QB. We got a QB. You know, if he's bad,
Shit, CJ Stroud next year.
CJ Stroud next year, you know? Like, and the third round, that's fine to get a backup quarterback, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
so,
shit, like, you got Slovis, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young coming in next year.
So
like,
there's really no pressure, and there's only room for hope. And considering that he has that kind of energy where he said he's gonna win a Super Bowl in Atlanta, you love to see it, you know? You know, and I like him as a player. I think he's a really polished play caller, knows what he's doing. He can control the offense at the line. You know, he's really intelligent. I think that helps for Arthur Smith's schemes. And I think he has arm talent. He definitely has that speed, which he impressed with at the Combine, which I love. As much as I love Matt Ryan, I kind of like having somebody a little bit more mobile. You know, obviously Arthur Smith loves that kind of mobility, picking up Marcus Mariota to back him up. I love that pick. You know, then going after him, D'Angelo Malone. Definitely a project, but there's a lot of potential there.
he just seems like a shit wrecker if he gets coached up or if he pans out.
Oh yeah, he could. You know, he needs to improve his technique, add a little bit more moves. In terms of his physicals, he doesn't have a lot of bend coming off of the edge, but he does have some power, and he's definitely a speed rusher. So there's definitely a lot of potential there.
Then the running back,
I like it.
I was really impressed with the running back, who I didn't know until I looked him up. I mean, man was a fucking menace last year in college football.
You know, if you watch Big Ten football, you know this man back-to-back.
BYU's independent.
Oh, BYU's independent. That's right. Never mind. Not Big Ten.
They're not going to be independent
Big
soon.
12.
They're joining the Big 12 in a couple of years.
Yeah, not
actually.
Big 12 yet. Jesus. But I forget. I confused his colors with. I thought he was at Penn State for a minute.
They are the same colors.
They are the same colors, so I guess you can
one
forgive
college
me.
is one of the most fun colleges in America, and the other is BYU.
And the other's BYU. Yes. Which I love watching BYU's volleyball, but that's a completely different sport.
Also,
Beyond the point.
BYU, beautiful campus, like legit, like one of
Very
the prettiest because it's in the mountains. It's beautiful, but again, it's in fucking Utah.
It's in Utah.
And
yeah.
you guys have fun. Shit, damn. Beyond the point, Tyler Algier is a fucking beast of a man.
But led college football in rushing touchdowns. You know, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Great.
I mean,
he did not get injured.
And again, BYU plays a good schedule every year. They don't play bullshit.
It's not the best schedule. It's not the worst schedule.
They're not an FCS team. They're playing good teams.
They're still playing solid FBS football.
They had an honest to God rivalry with Coastal Carolina now.
Yeah, but you know, he also biggest point for running back. You know, he stayed healthy, which I love. You know,
then the last two picks are the ones that these are kind of the flyers. They're in the 6th round.
The Flyers, but like, are they really Flyers? Justin Schaffer, second team All SEC. Offensive line,
and getting as a guard. And late round guards have a way of finding their way into lineups.
Yeah, and considering that we still have things to pan out, like Drew Dahlman from last year, Chris Lindstrom was looking like a Pro Bowl starter, in my opinion. I love Chris Lindstrom. There's not a lot of pressure on Justin Schaefer, so I like to pick up just bolstering a line just in case we need it. And then I like John Fitzpatrick. We let Hayden Hurst walk. So we needed a backup tight end to the tight end, to the man who's going to carry our offense. Not really, because we have Drake London now. Hopefully he'll pan out. But John Fitzpatrick, the main thing that I love about him is he's a great blocking tight end. So it really helps out our run scheme. And he has good hands when he does have to catch passes. So I think he's a great pickup who can do the things that he needs to do.
I'll shout out the University of Georgia, most drafted school of the draft.
15 picks?
15 picks.
That's crazy.
It's usually in Alabama.
5 picks.
It's usually an Alabama award to lose.
Yeah, but 5 defensive picks in the first round.
Insane.
That's crazy.
Also, horns down. Shout out Texas.
0
Shout
picks.
Texas. we absolutely love to see it. We will slander Texas till the day I die. I will slander that school. Have I ever been? I've been to San Antonio once. Do I have actual real God beef with Texas? No, I don't. No. I just don't fucking like you guys.
Fans are annoying.
Y'all talk mad cash to go 7-5. Oh, my bad. Shit. Apologies. 5-7. Sam Ellinger is the future to 1 bowl win, niggas. 1.
One.
We're back. Yeah, back to 500, niggas. Get out.
Get out.
Get out. You're getting little brothered by the team you've historically little brothered. And then when you join the SEC, you're gonna get shit stomped. It's okay. You can cope a little bit. It's
You
fine.
can cope a little bit.
You're like the 5th best team in Texas. We
Yeah,
can
they
go
really
through
are.
it. A&M,
A&M,
Baylor.
Baylor.
Fuck, give me UTSA last year over Texas.
UTSA
Shit, give me
was-
UTEP. Can we get to 5?
Oh,
And then Texas Tech. I'll put Texas Tech back at 3rd because I kind of forgot about them. And
Texas Tech was definitely very good, but UTEP's kind of a stretch.
But UTSA was definitely better than the last
UTSA
one.
was better.
That 5th one is a stretch. I will admit. That's just unfounded slanders.
A little bit. Well, it's not entirely unfounded, but, you know.
Shit, like shit, you're fast approaching Rice levels of bad. Holy hell! Like, let's not get there now. This
Ugh.
reminds me of Florida's dark period between Tebow and between Tebow and between Tebow and then Del Rio, before he got hurt at quarterback.
Jack Del Rio.
When they lost to Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring up to a Florida fan that they lost to Georgia Southern. Just do it for fun.
Do it for funsies.
Because again, Clemson never gonna lost no Georgia Southern. We haven't lost a team that bad, even in our darkest years.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I suppose we have that going for us.
We have that going for us. We also only had 2. Also, Coastal Carolina had the same amount of draft picks as us this year.
That's kind of valid.
Because Balin Spector went to the Bills. That's a solid def linebacker piece. And then
Yeah.
Andrew Booth going the second round of the Vikings. Position in need for the Vikings.
Yeah.
And Andrew Booth, he has immaculate interceptions, like highlight reel shit.
Yeah,
And he
Booth definitely
tackled-
needs coaching, but
and
he has...
and he tackled people real good.
Booth's tackling is already solid, you know, and he has potential to be good in coverage. He just needs coaching in that area, just
Because,
for discipline reasons.
I know it's a small set, but we saw him get cooked by an NFL level route runner, which the
Yeah.
ACC doesn't have that many of. And the 2 times he did face him, they went to work. Jordan Anderson from Pitt and Zay Walker from
Zay
Boston
Walker
College.
From Boston College.
Seeing that shit from just like a few rows back from the field, just watching, damn. Like when Boston College was marching down the field and then their snapper, that was the snapper who sold Boston College, right?
Yeah, it was.
Because Florida State, the quarterback sold, Clemson also should have lost almost every game they played last year, but they got bailed out.
But we got bailed out by the
Yeah,
gods.
the center sold Boston College, and also because who's the quarterback's name for Boston College? Oh, the good one. He was hurt because they were playing like their 3rd string. Oh my God, he was playing in 2022. He was like Matt Ryan light.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's
He has a European sounding name.
Oh,
like,
Djokovic, Phil Djokovic.
Yeah, Djokovic. I was really gonna. I wanted to say Djokovic, but that's Novak Djokovic. Like that's not. That's not
kinda
right.
Yeah, but Djokovic is an NFL quarterback. I think he's gonna be like a 4th or 5th rounder if
Okay.
he stays healthy next year. I don't think I call him. He's Matt Ryan at home.
Heck, we'll take him as a backup. Matt Ryan at home.
But speaking of Jordan Addison, we finally have our first transfer saga of world football level transfer saga in college football because
College
this
football.
man wants money and Pittsburgh does not have money for him, so he's fucking leaving. And the rumor is the word on the street is USC is going to be where he's going.
Wait.
California, the
okay,
real one.
The real one.
I don't call South Carolina USC because I'm from the north.
Fair.
I thought all y'all were idiots for calling USC South Carolina USC.
I also think USC is not USC.
Yeah, but because Lincoln Riley's about to buy this nigga a house, we don't know.
Yeah, but hell, I would like to. I wanted to be in USC.
I'd rather be there than Pittsburgh. Shit, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Shit, but bring him down here, Dabo. Bring him here. We need a receiver.
We have the money in
We
our football
really do.
program.
We really-
I know we can.
We really can. We have the Clemson has the money to do so much, and we just choose not to use it for in weird spots. Zion. I'll forever be salty about that. That's okay. We're not talking about our basketball program. We're moving on to soccer.
We're moving on to soccer.
I don't care that we got Brevin Galloway and might get that random dude from North Dakota State.
But did we talk about our overall draft winners and losers?
No, we did not. Jets are my winners.
Jets are your winners.
Jets are my winners. I think I'm gonna go with it. I switch. I'm gonna go with Patriots for losers.
I can agree with the Jets as winners, and yeah, I kind of have to agree with those things. I will say that what's interesting is that you could say that both the Baltimore Ravens are winners and losers. They got great steals in terms of Kyle Hamilton and Linderbaum. They picked positions of need almost in every round. They got good value for all those picks. It's just the fact that they traded their one wide receiver, and did not draft any, henceforth making their quarterback mad. That's the
Yes.
only reason that they're a loser.
And you don't make your QB mad. You don't make, especially your top 5 QB in the league mad.
Okay, like you can make like
Nick
Baker
Foles.
Mayfield
You can
mad.
make
That's
Nick Foles-
fine.
Yeah, especially when you're getting Deshaun Watson.
But like
You
don't
can
want
make
to make
David Mills mad.
you don't want to make Lamar Jackson mad.
Yeah. Also, DeAndre Hopkins 6-game suspension. The Cardinals knew some shit we didn't.
Yep. And they
I
went
was
out.
really questioning that trade at first. Now I'm like, shit. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I was really questioning that trade. I was just like,
I mean, a
heck,
first round pick's a bit hefty for number 2 receiver still.
I don't know, like a solid.
But he's like a bona fide number 2.
He's a bona fide number 2,
and he also
borderline
stretches,
number 1,
and he stretches the field.
and he stretches the field. And plus,
which
it was
helps
gonna,
DeAndre Hopkins a lot.
It was going to be a late round pick anyway, you know. So like,
Yeah.
that's where you get a number 2 receiver anyway. So I don't mind it.
Moving on to world football, we watched the first half of the game before coming on. Man City's up on aggregate 5-4. It's tied 1-1 in the game in stoppage time right now. Mahrez is the scorer. Rodrigo scored for Real Madrid in the 90th minute. So Real Madrid's at the death. The bad men have not scored yet.
The bad
Fingers
men have
crossed.
not scored.
My men in blue will be facing the dreaded Liverpool. The Europe is ran by these 2 teams for some reason.
If Madrid grabs 3 goals in 15 minutes, that
No, not extra. No. It's in stoppage time, not extra time.
it's in stoppage time.
Yeah.
Oh, then if they grab 3 goals in Fergie time, y'all need to just sell everybody on that defense.
Oh my God, they did. They just scored a second goal. Wait, which bad man did it? Wait,
Real Madrid scored a second goal?
Rodrigo scored again. He scored in 90+1. They're going to extra time.
Oh my. You better be thankful that they got rid of those away goal rules.
I really.
Y'all would have been out.
We'd be. Damn.
Madrid is
They
like,
have the momentum. No.
Oh no.
Fulham, congratulations on promotion, by the way.
Fulham, we love to see it.
Chelsea, been dragged back into the race.
Okay, I'm gonna blame it on the fact that the upper echelon of our club is being
Ran by the
ravaged
government.
by the United Kingdom government
Allowed to do nothing.
because things trickle down. I mean, Tuchel probably should have a handle on that, but like, it's tough on the club when you don't know what's going on with it.
We're holding on for dear life in the Prem, Man City. We're holding on.
Jurgen Klopp is being a freaking menace.
Yes. Also, congrats, Real Madrid winning the league. 35th title, I think. 36, something like that.
I'll reluctantly clap as long as João Laporta does not screw over Xavi. I think they're not going to be holding on to that title for long.
And then
Because as long as they keep those young players around forever, that squad's going to be good for a very long time.
So Bayern won the league as well, as expected. Trabzonspor won in Turkey. The other leagues are still open at the time being, the Prem being the closest.
Prem being the closest. Well, the Serie A is very close as well.
And then Serie A, I mean, Inter may have had a fumble of all fumbles.
You love to see it. Paulo Dybala, why would you go to that stupid-ass club?
Paulo Dybala is probably heading over to Inter. I mean, it's just Juventus is probably, of the big clubs, I'm gonna call them the Super League clubs just for grouping's sake.
Right.
Probably done the worst business other than Man U, I think.
Oh yeah, other than Man U, they've definitely done the worst.
Man U has done the worst business.
Man U has done the most god-awful business. But Juve just, I don't know. They made some questionable swaps, and they haven't really sought to improve any of their areas. I mean, they did pick up some like smaller players, but like Dejan Kulusevski was a good pickup. Of course, they got that boy from Fiorentina.
Yeah.
But they just haven't improved their squad as much as they need to, in terms of replacing the talent that they let go.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I think it's just sad that this summer there's no World Cup again. We have to wait. Because it just feels like there's a whole summer of nothing that's going to happen.
I guess so.
In terms of, the transfer window is going to be popping like usual.
The transfer window will be great.
Which puts NBA free agency to shame every year.
Oh yes,
Because
it really does.
Some bullshit always happens. The last big news I think we're talking about in the football world is that Russia's woes continue in the football world.
Russia's woes continue.
Was it their leagues are banned from Champions League play, correct?
All UEFA play.
All UEFA
So
play.
there will be no Russian clubs in any UEFA competition.
So no Champions League, no Europa League, no Conference League, no Women's Champions League either.
Nope.
So their national teams are banned from all UEFA competition as well, and I think basically no one's going to play them in friendlies either. So that hampers their, and this is for all their levels. Like this is bad because their youth players are not going to get game minutes against world competition.
And then the international, and then like the tables that they're already, the Russian teams are for the international competitions that they're already in, they're being immediately bottomed to fourth in the group.
Yeah.
So they're immediately knocked out.
Which hurts their international revenue intake as well.
Yes.
So I mean, for the state of the Russian football federation is not good.
It's awful.
Or
But
football.
kudos to UEFA and FIFA for doing what's right.
Yeah. Ukraine's probably not going to play that game.
Sadly, but they have better things to worry about.
Scotland and Wales will probably be fighting for that last group stage slot with U.S., Iran, and England.
Scotland and Wales fighting the war of their ancestors.
To then fight the war of their ancestors.
To fight the other
again.
war of their ancestors.
And then America and Iran will be boxing over their... then America and England will fight the war of their ancestors. Then Iran and England will fight the war of their ancestors. Then the U.S. and Scotland, and then like Iran and Scotland or Wales, then U.S., Scotland, and Wales just like shake hands and just have a friendly game.
Just be like, fuck the other guys. Yes.
Yep. And then to briefly wrap it up, the NBA playoffs, everything's knotted up 1-1, right? Every series.
The Celtics took one back
In commanding fashion.
And then
Ja put
his stamp on it, took it back.
Yes.
Despite all the antics that happened in that.
Well, the Heat are up 1-0 right now. They haven't played their second game
They've
yet.
not
But
played
with
their second
Embiid
game
out, that's tough. James Harden ain't the James Harden he was 2 years ago.
And DeAndre Jordan's still starting.
Pain.
Yeah, that's tough.
DeAndre Jordan versus Bam Adebayo. I wonder how that goes, Doc Rivers. We wonder.
We wonder. But that Golden State Grizz game was
insanity. Clay was getting cooked, bro. Clay was getting mixed.
Dude.
And then Gary Payton's out for the foreseeable
Warriors players were getting mixed in various fashions, you know.
Also, Grayson Allen hitting the deck. We love to see it. Sorry for the loudness.
True. Well, we love to see it, but yeah, that's tough. I don't think Dylan Brooks isn't a dirty player. I just think it was a very lazy attempt.
I don't think it was a malicious attempt to hurt the guy.
No.
Which is what I think a flagrant 2 has to be.
Well, that's a new rule that they implemented. Is going under is an automatic flagrant 2.
It's because he hit him in the head and went under.
Yeah, and he went under. He swooped it. That's why when he came down, he slammed his arm into the ground.
Also, can we talk about Maxi Kleber folded like an omelet and just got up?
Oh my god, Maxi Kleber, dude.
The Mavs Sun series is interesting. I mean,
very.
You're gonna have to see how. I mean, Luka's gonna have to is backpacking it right now.
They need to do something because Luka guarding Devin Booker's not it.
Devin Booker guarding Luka is also not. But they have Bridges guarding. Luka is not a primary defender.
No, he's not even a tertiary defender.
Get Finney Smith on them, I don't know.
Well, they should.
It's not going to be Tim Hardaway, and it can't be Jalen, because Jalen's busy getting mixed by point guard.
Yeah. But, I mean, it will be Tim Hardaway. It has been Tim Hardaway's job most of the time. But, yeah, they're just lacking wing defenders, which is why they won't go very far.
Yeah, I mean, the Mavs are ahead of schedule.
A little bit.
I mean, they're going to have money to work with next summer, too. So.
It's the fact that they just had players who stood out and pushed this team beyond its limits, which is what you like to see.
Again, bring Donovan Mitchell in. Just bring him.
They do
sign
need to.
A trade.
That would be immaculate.
Do the business, Mark Cuban. Do the business. And then I think we can close out the show on the Jazz drama. The Gobert, rumored, he definitely said it.
Yeah, Gobert would be the one to say it.
It's either me or him.
And if he didn't say it, I think Donovan definitely should say it.
So they're actually both players are part of the glaring fault of the team. I just think Gobert is the bigger fault. Donovan Mitchell is a lackluster ass defender.
Yeah.
Because he's an undersized shooting guard. And he kind of shot chucks sometimes. Because that's his type of play. Rudy Gobert is unplayable in most modern defenses. Like borderline unplayable sometimes.
Just because of his lack of mobility, it's so hard to work with.
When every team for the past 5 seasons has, just fucking switch.
Just fucking switch.
Okay, we're gonna pick, switch.
Yeah, pick, okay.
Literally,
switch, ISO.
The stupidest Twitter fan can point out what you need to do to beat the Jazz. That's it.
That's it.
And you will win 9 out of 10 games.
Yeah.
You might win 10 out of 10.
Shoot, you're right.
Why the Jazz do good in the regular season, however, is that they're going against the talent is more lackluster, and B, the strategy is less focused.
Right.
You might be getting dudes who you have a coach that has to worry about. I was about to say Houston. Holy shit, that's a bad example. The Suns the next night.
Suns next night.
Or the Nuggets the night after.
Yeah.
You know? Coach don't got time to work on just you. In the playoffs, that's all they got. They got to beat you 4 times.
And also, the Jazz have good depth, which helps during the regular season for sure.
Matters much less in the playoffs. Your rotation shrinks.
It does
about
shrink.
8, maybe 9 dudes in the playoffs. And when in the
Right.
regular season, you're playing 10 to 11 dudes. You really, only the last 2 dudes on the bench don't
And it really
play.
hurts when teams can single out one dude in your rotation and absolutely cook him.
And then when your role players don't role play.
Right. But I think Donovan Mitchell to the Mavs would be good because he can play. He can like scheme wise play the point guard spot
Yeah.
because Luka.
And then Luka can facilitate for him.
Yeah.
Because that's a much better facilitator than Mike Conley. I should be real.
Oh, much better. And then like Donovan can guard the point guards.
Whatever you do, Jazz, do not banish that man to the Kings. Banish Gobert to the Kings. Do
Banish
not
Gobert to the
Donovan,
Kings.
Donovan Mitchell to the Kings. Which doesn't even make sense, but...
Mm.
But Quinn Snyder gone. So
Quinn Snyder's gonna leave. He
Now,
looks like he needs to leave.
and
He looks ragged.
he was really holding that weakness together with...
He looks ragged, bro.
I think that's what happens when he watches his 3rd team in practice for the 5th straight year do the thing that...
Right?
When
Gosh.
when the G League and CBA point guard and shooting guard are like, let's beat the first team with this strategy, and it works. And Quinn Snyder, God, fuck, damn.
Yeah, I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't know where he's gonna land though.
And there's, a lot of teams have a lot of questions to answer. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. for the Nuggets doesn't look like he can stay healthy. So, damn, they're in a tough. I mean, Jamal Murray they're in a tough spot. The Timberwolves got to figure out what their identity is, because Cat is not a tough guy. He can stop that.
No, he needs to stop
You're
that.
not Pat Bev.
Not Pat Bev.
You're not funny like Anthony Edwards either. You're just kind of
No,
there,
he's
bro. I'm
there.
gonna be real. The Bulls have very interesting contract disputes to work out. The Nets
Yeah.
are just gonna run it back, which is they should.
I suppose.
I mean, they can't really do much else. I'd fire Steve Nash personally, but
Yeah.
they were like a step away from. They were a big toe away from the finals, so
Yeah.
or from the conference finals.
The conference finals.
We're- So we'll see how that works out.
We shall see how that pans out.
But our teams, like the couch is good. I like the couch.
The couch is good. It's very
relaxing.
relaxing.
I was just stressing over Giannis doing foul things.
But deep down, you could also root for him.
Yeah, because he is my favorite player.
I will say, although Bleacher Report is verified crazy, I did see a very interesting trade for the Lakers where we would land Ben Simmons, which I don't know how I feel about it. It's just I just thought it was incredibly crazy.
God help my soul, Ben Simmons ends up on the Bulls. God help my everything.
If you'll play him at the 5, it'd be great.
But Ben Simmons do play defense.
Yeah, that's why I think he'd be really good. That's why he could be good for us if he agrees to play the 5. If LeBron can get him to get his shit together, and AD can decide to not play big and like shoot and shit.
You don't want
So
that?
so Ben Simmons.
Y'all
can
want to
sit-
sign and trade for Zach LaVine for Anthony Davis?
Sure, to be honest.
Take Vooch with you too. There's no team with that much cap room. Again, we're gonna
If we trade you, okay, I'll trade you Russell Westbrook and
No,
Anthony
no,
Davis
no,
for
no,
Vooch
no.
for Vooch and Zach LaVine.
No, we are not taking Russell Westbrook. No, absolutely not.
But granted, I kind of like this. So the Lakers get Ben Simmons, Evan Fournier. The Nets receive Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel, and the 2027 first round pick from the Lakers.
Okay.
The Knicks receive Kendrick Nunn, THT, Russell Westbrook, and the 2023 second round pick.
Is that an 8th grader? Is that what a 2027 first round pick is? That's an 8th grader right now, right?
That's Bronny, yeah.
That's an 8th.
No, that's not Bronny.
That's,
Oh, God, that's
that is
8th
a
grader.
real 8th grader you're trading for.
Yeah.
You're giving away.
I'm giving away an 8th grader for. But if we somehow manage to shed Russell Westbrook and pick up Ben
And
Simmons
if
and
they, if they
Evan Fournier,
change the rules to let them out of high school, you're trading for a seventh. That's a seventh grader.
But picking up Ben Simmons and Evan Fournier would be great. You know, Ben Simmons can hold down the paint. AD can do what he likes to do when he gets injured and is just post up and shoot. Evan Fournier is nearly a 40% career shooter from the arc.
Yeah. And then,
you know,
who knows? And he's coming off an international competition. He's goated.
he's goated.
Tap into France, Evan Fournier. I think the Bulls need to make a run at either Aiden or Turner. We
I
need
was going to say not Sabonis.
Sabonis just is slightly more athletic Vucevic.
How would you feel if they let Levine walk and they sign Sabonis?
Can we end this? Can we end that? I cry. And they keep Vooch.
And they keep Vooch?
Yeah, I cry. Because, I mean, I'll take Mitchell Robinson, too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Aiden's a bit of a stretch. I feel like the Suns are going to do everything in their power to
To
retain
keep
him.
him.
But
I really think Miles Turner. Like, we should have traded for Miles. I should not let the Vooch's good. The cycle got me.
The cycle
I should have
got
stayed
you.
on trade that nigga. But
Yes.
no, I let his good games get in my head.
But no, acquiring Mitchell Robinson is highly plausible, I think. Especially if Levine walks.
Yeah. I mean, the question is Levine worth the max? And I keep thinking in my head, like, I really would like him to stay. But then, like, the sensible part of my brain is, like, he's not really worth him. He's not a max player.
I don't think he's worth the max.
He's really streaky. He takes the most egregious shots in the NBA.
Yeah. His shot selection is absolutely awful.
And it's because our glorious leader of men cannot coach.
Yeah.
Because Billy Donovan's strategy is, DeMar, work the midi. Zach, do whatever the fuck you want. Lonzo, shoot open three and play defense.
Like, Billy Donovan will get you, like, plus 50 to chemistry and plus, like, 80 to team morale. But, like...
minus 60 to strategy.
Minus 60 to strategy.
Billy Donovan is, in fact, not a good coach. That's just he's a decent coach. Again, he's a great leader of men.
Well, he's a good coach depending on the team that you have.
Yeah.
Like, stick him onto that Nets team.
Easy.
They winning the chip. They winning the chip.
And if Steve Nash is on the Bulls would be a lottery team.
Yes. Because, like, all you need for that Nets team is for, like, them to get along.
Which they didn't do.
Which they didn't
I don't
get
know.
along.
The whole point is Steve Nash.
Because the talent's so good, they could really play rec ball and kill the league. but they beefed so much.
I think that's why the Bulls were so fun this year. The niggas were just playing high level rec ball.
Yes, and when you had your defenders, it worked out great.
Yeah, because you had your two cardio dudes, Lonzo
Yes.
and I. You had cardio. You had Zach LaVine taking. It's the usual rec dudes.
Yes.
You had the dude who takes the worst shots humanly possible, and like 2 out of every 3 games it would work.
And Lonzo and Caruso would get you free transition opportunities.
Yes, because they would just sprint.
Yes.
Then you had your bucket when the whole team got tired in rec ball or lazy. You just pass it to him. He'll get
Pass him.
He's a bucket.
He's a bucket.
And then you had your sorry big man. Every rec team has a sorry big man.
Yep.
Because good rec. Those are intramural teams that don't have sorry big men. Rec runs.
Rec runs.
All sorry big men.
All sorry big men.
I know. Trust me. Yeah, the Clemson hooping scene.
The Clemson hooping scene.
6'1" to 6'4" bootleg Kevin Loves.
That's all we have here.
That's all we have. We have no variety except for Steph Curry at home.
Steph Curry at home.
Enough with the.
If you know, you know.
You know. But we're gonna end this episode of the Poverty Podcast because we have a game to watch. I have heart palpitations to get in 10 minutes. So
10 minutes.
We'll see y'all later. It's been PJ
And Ethan.
Cool. That was shorter than the last week, even though it felt longer.
Okay, last week we went on for a long time last week.
I know I have to go somewhat soon. I'm gonna just put it on my laptop. Yeah, I gotta go meet up with Noah.